like, the purpose, right? That's something where, we got to cover every day, right? We have to be in a situation where we're just looking at it simple, like, all right, you're only looking for X amount of scenarios, right? That's kind of why breaking it down, saying, okay, what's the goal of, what do we want to do, right? Everybody will be like, well, I want to make 100 grand a year, right? You divide that up. How many weeks in a year? 52, 56? I think it's 56 a year, right? So that means you have to sit here. Yeah, 56, right? 52 weeks? 52 weeks here? Is it a year? Is it? No, let's see. I'll be on vacation too much, Stelios. 52 weeks a year. So let's take 100 grand divided by 52. So 100K divided by 52. That's about $2,000 a week, right? So that's where we have to divide that up. 2,000 a week divided by 5 days. So we need to figure out how to make $384, inside of a day to hit our goal. That's kind of where we want to be, right? $384. So we say about $400. So let's say we had $1,000 bag. That means if we had $1,000, we need to clear 40%, right? 40% every week on $1,000, right? That, or per trade per day, right? Or 4 trades, 4 to 5 trades, 40%, right? That's like our goal. So that's kind of like the game of that, right? Is to get to that level. So you used to divide that up and say, all right, man, I need to learn how to at least start off, do half of that. So to do half of that, you need to learn how to make 20% on 5 trades, right? 20% on 5 trades. That's kind of like the basics, right? Simple things you have to do. Very easy to do it. 5 trades, 20% gains. All right, that's the headlining to the goal, right? That's the end result to make 100K a year, right? We'll say 50K. We'll cut it in half. You got to make 20% per fucking trade, right? I mean, how many times have you placed a trade and seen 20, 30% go up in there? You held and it went back the other way, and you ended up getting out with 5 or 10%, or breaking even, or losing 10%.
Right.
I mean, every fucking time. Right? So you're in a scenario where you can win every fucking time. You need to find 5 fucking trades in 7 days. And we all know, like, if we look, sometimes guys will have trades that'll be like, they'll knock out 3, 4, 5 trades in a day. Right? So when you really kind of like house round, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, brother? And so that's kind of where you're at, is in live chat. You just have to figure out, that's the goal, man. 20% on all your fucking trades on $1,000. So now you got to work your way up to that shit. So you can either start with $100, right? Work your way up, do whatever it takes. But that's the end goal, is to get in that scenario. So that's where we need to be. 20. That's why you always used to hear me talk about 20%, take 25%. But as the indicators and everything got better, we were able to stretch all that out, and we were able to take more, we were hitting higher percentages and taking advantage of more money, right? So that's kind of where we were as far as like how it goes. So you just got to keep in mind as you work through the system, like, that's the goal. I mean, this is shit you have to write down. I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's like everything you do, you have to write it down. Like, you got to put your daily goals. You got to have your fucking 30, 60, 90s. Like, this is a program built on building like continuous wealth, So what you're trying to do is you want to one day fucking make 6 figures trading, and in 5 years you want to be a fucking millionaire. And it sounds stupid, but it's like, it's a mindset, and this is where we are, right? That's why I call it VC Crypto Nation, right? because I'm going to build an entire fucking, website training system. I mean, I'm literally like, for me, being retired and just kind of like, I mean, to be honest, I don't even know what fucking day it is. I spent my entire life like, I mean, I've really been just, I mean, for the last, what I don't even know what year is this, 23? So since 2019, so 4 years, I've been where I couldn't tell you what day it is, couldn't tell you what time it is. Like, I literally, if I wanted to go take a nap, I take a nap. If I wanted to walk the dog, I walk the dog. If I want, I mean, I can't even tell you how great complete fucking freedom is when I roll over and I'm like, you know what, fuck it, Chinese food. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I was, like, completely. So every time I started putting programs together, I did it where it was just based on my knowledge really quick, like, oh, this shit is easy, because in my mind, mathematics is easy, so doing things are just easy. So when I started breaking down the system over the last 2 years, I had to come up with a system that was like, anyone can do, where they can be like, all right, I'm just following this shit, right? So the first set, and Stelios knows, he's been around forever. The first set was, buy and sell signals. It would tell you when to buy, tell you when to sell. I mean, that shit ain't that hard. You see a little thing that says green. The problem was the way the strategy, and I can probably go back and redesign that setup, right, is that, the percentages were off, right? If you didn't enter right and you're using the wrong leverage, then we didn't win like you're supposed to win. And so I had to kind of come up with, scenarios that broke it all down. And that's where, as we over the last 2 years, was just kind of like, coming up with ways to have a system and a structure that people could actually do. And that's why this structure, as we started, the last 6 months, we've been kind of really just bringing it down to very simple entries and exits, right? So that, anyone can do this shit. It's getting to that point where it's like, all right, this happens, there we go. Like, simple shit. And it'll get easier and easier as we move forward, because, the goal is, right, the goals are always hefty, right? So that's the one thing, is like, I always set goals very high, because if I can hit a goal that is 5 times more than I need, then I can downscale and be successful. And that's kind of where we're at now. So the way I looked at it was, all right, if we have 100x leverage, it moves 1%, we make 100 times our money. If it does half of that, we make 50% our money. And if it does half of what the fuck we need, or 25% of what I expect, that's 25% on the money, right? Which is 20%, at the end of the day, 20% of your $1,000. If you're doing that 5 times a week, 5 trades, you're making 50 grand a year. So all you have to do is scale up, right? That's what we're talking about. That's instead of doing 5 trades a week, you do 10 trades and you make 100 grand a year, right? So you can always, if you're terrible at finding trades that give you 50 to 100%, but you will always find trades that give you 25 to 30. Like, so, I mean, can we agree on that? So you guys have been in the program for 3-4 months, you doing the system. If I told you that your entire goal was every time it went to 30% profits, you would take it. You just close the trade, right? So like, so Young, if I said, listen, your goal is to get 30% profits and close the trade. If you did a trade, if you did 2 trades a day, bro, how many times would you hit that goal?
About every time.
Yeah, you'd hit it every time, right? Because that's being an idiot. Yeah, but if I fucking told you, like, yo, this is the system, your entire fucking job is to get in a trade when you're supposed to, and the moment it crosses 30 fucking percent, you don't even set it, you just set the stop loss, you set the take profit at 30% profit, and that's it. How many times would that motherfucking 30% hit? 99.9% of the time, right? Yeah, you would hit that every fucking time. And then you would watch the spike go up, and it could have been 100, it could have been 200, you'd be like, damn. But the real thing is that when we solidify this and we bring it down to the basics, when you get to $1,000 a trade, when you just set that shit in and you take 30% profits every rip and you do that 10 times a week, you make six figures. You know what I mean?
Don't you think it acts differently though when you put more money in?
Say again?
Don't you think it acts differently when you put more money on?
What acts differently?
I don't know, I feel like it goes up or down, like the opposite way.
No, that's in your mind.
Do you think?
That's your emotions, right? Because if I'm in it,
I think
if
that's what throws me off. Though, like I know, because like if I put in $200 and then I see that I'm down like, 10%, it's like you have to train. You have to realize, oh, I'm only down 10%. I'm not down $20 or 40 if it's 20%, $40.
yeah,
That's what I mean. I
gotta
feel
think
like
in percentage.
a coin that's like less value, and you put more money on. So I don't know, like it's more volatile.
well, yeah, you guys. I mean, that's why it's so trading certain pairs, right? So, like for instance, the other day when we got into a coin that was like a 10-cent coin or some shit, and I was like, damn. It's like I don't like trading the coins that are, those 1 penny coins, 2 penny coins. I like coins that are, I can kind of like less volatile because you have to tighten up a little bit more, right? And I mean, there's 3,000 coins that we can trade. The more money in the coin, the better. You know what I mean? A little bit higher. And this is things that you can control. So a lot of times if we're trading, we're going to be trading things like CFX, right? What's CFX go for? 25 cents. So we stay around the ballpark about 10 cents and above, right? When you start getting into the penny coins, you want to kind of like back that off. And that might be some people's problems is they're getting into the coins that might be a little more harder to deal with, especially when the market's volatile. Not much you can do on a volatile coin. Even Bitcoin Cash, when you're dealing with a coin that's at 150, if you're in a volatile market, things are moving really quick, right? And this is where, getting better at taking profits and just walking away is probably the easiest thing to do as far as like setting yourself up out there. Which coins 100x without getting liquidated? Yeah. So I think that's kind of where the mission is, but it's just a mindset, right? When you get yourself into the correct mindset, this is about percentages, right? It's like I can tell Young is real emotional because he notices he's down $20 instead of realizing he's only down 20% or 10%. Right? He looks at that dollar because he'll trade $50, and if he's down 10% on his 50, he's down $5. But if he's down on 200, he's down 20. And normally on his $50 trade, he only wants to go down $10. So now he's twice as much as he used to going down, and that makes him panic. Right? So it starts going, oh, instead of losing, like he's comfortable, he's traded $50 so many times that he's decided that he knows already that if he loses $25 of the 50, he's already comfortable with that. But he's not comfortable with losing 100 of the 200. You know what I mean? That's where the emotions come in, right? But what is the? Yeah, it's just percentages. You know what I mean? Here, the Mexico here, guys. Take a screenshot for you guys. We're on Mexi. There you go, John. You got it, baby. Welcome in, John Reynolds. That's the problem, guys. No, if you're talking about money, then you're not learning. You can't trade when you talk about money. You can only talk about percentages, right? Doesn't matter. That's why we have the 4x4, right? The 4x4 system is designed to where you have already, I think that's kind of like the beginning of it, is like understanding what you're doing. You're not losing $100. You're losing $100 of other people. You've already earned that $200. You know what I mean? That's why we start off with the $50, right? So when you start off, the entire thing is to do a $50 trade, right? Make 50% on that, walk away with $25, do that 4 times, right? Make $100. At that point, you have your original $50, but now you're sitting on $150. You repeat that. Now you have $100 to the side, take $50. Yeah.
Get the 30%.
Yeah, I mean you can do 30%ers, right? I mean that's what I'm saying. Like, what you do is you master a craft at a high level, and then as you get more money, you scale down to be safer. Right? So when you can do something at a higher level, it's easier to scale down. It's like even if you came in and said, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna take $50 and I'm gonna set my stop loss at 50% and my take profit at 30. Right? So right out the gate, we're already deciding that we're going to take $15. Okay? So you do that 4 times, right? That's $60. You now doubled your $50. Do it again. 4 more trades, right? There's another $60. Do it again, right? Another $60. Do it again. So 4, 8, 12, 16 trades later, you have $240 plus your 50. Now 16 trades, how long does that take you? Right? Was that 2 weeks? Like, let's take worst case scenario. It's all about percentages right here. So say it takes you 2 weeks to master that, right? So remember, the 4x4 is very simple. 4 trades, right, at a certain percent, right? No, we're taking 30% gains, right? Simple shit. $15, right? That would be what's 30% of 50? $15, right? I would say about $15. So you do that 4 times, right? You can do 4 trades in a week. Sometimes you can do it twice as many, but we'll just call it a week. That's $60 for the week. You repeat that again the next week. You do it again, $60. Now you've got $120 to the side, plus you have your 50. Out of the 120, you take 50 of that, leaving you 70, which is your original 50, put to the side, and now you're trading with $100. So now, when you're doing the same 30%, now you're making $30, right? The next 4 trades, you're going to have 120. You can do that in a week, right? There's 120, right? Now you do that again, do it for a second week so you can double down on that. So now you have 70 to the side, plus you have 120 to the side. So now you have $200 to the side, and you're taking your $100 bag and you're making it a $200 bag. And you have $200 to the side for in case you fuck up, which means you go back to the $50 bag and you start working on your problems. And now when you're doing the trades, you have a $200 bag, and every trade you're doing is $60 in profit because you're taking 30%. That every 4 trades there is $240, right? Doing that 4 trades, $240. Now you're starting to get, good at this, right? I mean, you got yourself set up that after a month, you're making $240 a week, right? By the end of the second month, that's going to be $480 a week.
How we spotting these trades then?
Right, so very, very simple, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, learning the process, man, it's all about percentages. It's basically putting yourself in a position where you're taking profits, right? And once you find the conditions that you want, you take those profits, you move on. This is why you have to have a trading book, right? You have to have a trading journal so that you can follow your trades, so that way you don't wake up and you're like, oh shit, man, I wonder how many trades I need to get. He's in boot voice. Hold on. Springer. Springer. There you go, bro. You're in the wrong trade. You're in the wrong chat, brother. So this is a percent game. This is not a money game. Okay, this is a percent game. Anto Tang, thanks for the follow. Yo, guys, share the live, guys. We're about to go through some tips here, bro. Let's get through this, right? So get yourself a trading journal. Start off by simplicity. You gotta have rules in the structure that make it easy for you to win, right? Your goal is, right, and our goal in the academy is to do 4 trades a week and make 50% on our trades. Because the trades that we do are designed to set themselves up for 100, like a 1% move, and we do 100x leverage. So 1% brings 100% profits. If it does half of what it's supposed to do, that means we make 50% profit. That means every 4 trades we do gives us 200% gains. 100% of that, half of that is 100%. That's double our bag. That's our goal every single time we trade, doing a 4x4 every 4 trades, right? Start your journal, right? This is where you guys start off. So what you want to do is start off here and basically put yourself in a position where you're tracking your trades, putting yourself together, but you need to track your simple trades. All right, here's my trade of the week. Monday I did this trade, and then maybe I did another trade on Monday. I made my 57%, I made my 80%, and then boom. The next time I do a trade, boom, boom, boom. I do my 4 trades. I put a square around that fucking 4 trades, and then boom, I start my next 4x4, right? Once I do my next 4x4, I double my bag. I'm only focused on percentages, right? Once I'm doing my percentages, I'm not trading with my money. I'm trading with profits. My money's already been put to the side, and it's already to the side. When you lose, so like Young started off with $300. He got up to $1,200. Started making dumbass trades. Started panicking. Started getting emotional about the money. But that $700, that $900, that wasn't even his money. That was profits. His 300 was still waiting. He went all the way back down to his original 300, started following the system again, got back up to 1,500. Right? Gets emotional. Money gets up there. Right? Starts getting emotional again. Closing trades at the wrong time, not closing when he's supposed to, entering at the wrong times, just doing dumb shit. Loses back, gives back the $900, $1,200, back to his original $300. Right? Then he gets back into the groove. All right? It's a mental block. And it happens like that because he talks about money. Right? When he talks about a trade, he's like, damn, I'm down $20 instead of 10%. Right? This is all about percentages. We're not here about money. You know, it's about getting into percentages and learning that this is a game of percents, right? Everything that we trade, right? So we're going to go over the trades that we can do, but every time we make trades, the whole entire system, the indicators we use, the structure we use is to make a trade that gives us a opportunity to make 1% move, meaning the coin has to move 1%. Just this week, coins have gone up 70%. You needed one of those. You need 1%. And you needed to do it 4 times. You could have done it 4 times a day. Every single day this week. Right? Because you literally need to do 100 trades to get to a position where you have $1,000 and every time you trade you make 300. 30%. Right? Which means if you do 4 trades a week, that's $1,200. 52 weeks a year, that's 60 grand. Right? You're trading, you're not trading with money that's yours, you're trading with profits. The point of the 4x4 is so that you build up profit banks, right? So that way it doubles its own money. You're not the one making the emotional decision to go, all right, I normally trade 50, but on this trade I'm doing 200, right? Because then you're all emotional about the shit. You double the bag based on your trades. The trade goes through 4 times, You do another 4 times, you double your bag. You do 4 times, do 4 more times, you double your fucking bag. Every 4 trades, minimum profit 25%, right? That's why we say we always take 50, right? Because half of that's 25. That's where we want to be. It's the same shit. We can lose a fucking trade and still make our money. Because we only need 2 of the trades to do the 50% gains that we need to double our bag. The other 2 trades could lose 50% and it wouldn't even bother us. Right? That's the point of the system, guys. But I think what happens, you guys kind of like as you move forward, you're not understanding what it is. This is like a job. Your job is to place trades when certain things happen and to take profits when certain things happen. Right? It's not your job to decide or make a decision that, you're going to stay in a trade longer than you need, or you're going to, try something different. Right? You're not reinventing the wheel. You're just pushing the fucking wheel. What's up, Gus? What up, baby boy? How do I first time in? Welcome in, bro. Welcome in. Yeah, we do the academy, brother. If you're looking to get into a trading academy, man, that's what we're doing right here. So we're going to go through this right here. So how you doing, bro? Where you from, Gus? So that's what I'm talking about, guys. It's just being in the situation where you guys are overthinking it. You just need to focus on the basics of what we do. California. Your job is to just focus in on what you're supposed to do. And what you're supposed to do is get into the trades that we look for, right? That's why when we have the boot camp and we have the boot camp trades, we look for particular trades, right? So, guys, if you want to jump the Discord link, guys, let me see here. The Discord link, if you go to my TikTok, if you go to my TikTok, it's going to have a, let me see what it has on there. It'll be right inside the bio right here. It's that website right there, TikTokCryptoTrading.com. TikTokCryptoTrading.com. Type in that website, TikTokCryptoTrading.com. And the Discord will be the top one, guys. And then if we're getting into the academy, you guys can see the other things on the academy. What up? What up? Diabeto in the house. So that's where you have to, guys, you have to kind of put in your mindset of what, you have to treat it like a job. This is a job. Your job is not to recreate the Big Mac or the Whopper or how they make a Big Mac. Your job is to put the patties. Now, everyone, like when I make a Big Mac, personally, I think, for me, I make a Big Mac. I take that, everybody likes the middle bun. I mean, personally, for me, it's like, I'd rather have another slide of cheese and more pickles. But they have their special sauce and all that shit. So you just make the burger the way they want it made, right? It's just the way it is. So here, your job is to be very solid when you do trades, right? And that's what the indicators are for. The indicators are just to set it up that, once you find a trade, it's kind of like just sits in for you, right? That's what I was asking earlier. Like Aldi, he was going along on a lot of the trades. So I'm going to share my screen here, and then we're going to go through some trades. But I think you guys have to get to the point where you have to realize that you're doing a job. So every time you go to trade, your job is to trade. Like your job is to do the system. That's your entire job. You don't think of anything else. You take the lumps. If the system takes a loss, it takes a loss. It is what it is. It's already designed to take a loss. Hey, what up, Crypto Tony? What up, baby? So this is what, the system is designed for you to take losses. It's already designed to have a bad trade, right? But when you're doing the trades, that's why we go through so many checklists, right? And hit the like, boys, hit the likes and share the live. The reason why we have so many checklists is because when trades go bad, there's certain things that happen and we just put them on the list and say, okay, I don't do it when this has the problem, right? And I think the way the system broke down, I think it's pretty solid when it comes to, you know, the trades, right? We know when to get in, we know what we're not getting, right? So let's take a look at, so what trades. All right, so let's take a look at the Discord real quick, right? So let me kind of go in here, and what I want to do here is, like, these are some of the trades that let's see here.
I'm just laughing that the last trade I made that was like, quote, a bad trade was a render, ended up going down 7% if I had just been patient.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So let's look at that, man. That's what I'm saying is, like, you have to. This is not emotional. This is just business, right? Like, sometimes you guys, I don't think you guys realize, sometimes we're in trades, like, while we're sitting around, and, like, things go bad. If you're watching TikTok, if you're seeing all the comments, a lot of times people are like, yo, this just happened. I'm like, yeah, I gotta wait for this to happen. Like, it's just, I can't, you know, come out of the positions that are already set up, right? So when you're looking at render, how long ago were you going to trade render?
I think this was about 2 days ago. Or no. Maybe this was 2 days ago. Or no, it must have been yesterday. No, yesterday was the pump, so this was, I don't know if Stelius is still here. So no, I guess I didn't try and trade it yesterday. But I think there was, like, let's see. Oh yeah, okay. I basically tried to catch the end of, like, if you go to the daily, I think I just jumped in, like, towards the end of that. Oh, wait, what? I'm so confused. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good, man. Because I know sometimes you guys are getting into, like, I know Aldi is doing some, like, 5% X's longs. There are 100 different ways to trade, right? So there's day trading, position trading, scalping, right? And sometimes you guys do so many, like, different interchangeables that it's not, the system has different designs. Like, if we're going to scalp, right, that's a whole different type of trade than a day trade. Right, the system in the academy is set up to be kind of like a very safe day trade, right? It's a trade that's already, you know, the reason why we trade from the 1 hour is because the 1 hour normally already eliminates most of the pullbacks or the pumps and things that go wrong against us before we get our short, right? The second thing is we short because the shorts are easier to get a hold of and take advantage of the markets, right? So when you start getting into the scalping and the daily candles, you got to remember these candles are designed to have, like, kind of like a future view of three times. So the daily candle is like looking into the progress of what's going to happen over the next 3 days, right? Within that 3 days, you know, one daily candle has 24 1 hour candles, 48 30-minute candles, right? 96 15-minute candles. So when you're looking at the candles, you know, that's a lot of fucking time, bro. Right? That's why we trade the 1 hour.
Like, so if we look at the daily, it must have been 3 days ago or so. And now I'm going out to, I don't know, it was basically, it was the end of like, I was just trying to scalp, but it just, like, wasn't that big of a move. Probably still a green trend or something in there.
Yeah, because I'm still,
just, like, didn't look into it enough, and it just had a quick bounce up, and I was like, oh no, and then it ended up going down, and I was just like, damn it.
Yeah, but that's what. Yeah, that's where it's like, it comes down to, here's how we open and close, right? That's why we have an open and close trade. That's the same thing every time, right? You got to have the same scenario. You got to have a green moon, green trend, and the RSI has to be, you know, at the bottom heading up, right, for us to get out of a trade. If the RSI on the 3 minute is at the top, then we have to let the RSI come back down and reset, right? Like there has to be other RSIs coming against us, and the volume has to be against us for us to get out of a trade. Like so, that's why when we enter a trade, right, we need that red moon, red trend. Like here on the 3-minute, I have a red moon, red trend. So on render right now, as I'm starting to look across, so here, first thing is finding the trade that happens, right? If you take a look at render, what do we do? So it's just working through. I use the higher time frames to find trades that I'm interested in, right? So for particular here, you can see render, right? Here's render getting a red trend here, right? That's hella bearish. Here we go, a red moon. And the volume, right? Here's the lines. That's why we have all these other things. Here's our 8 line right here, right? 7.5 line. It's already broke below that, right? So here's our 4 line. Now, this 4-hour RSI is headed down. That's perfect. We take a look at our 2-hour. That one's already bottomed out, right? The volume is gone here. It's already, remember, the short happens. When does the short happen? The short happens when the volume breaks below the 8 on the 2-hour, right? So right here, we should have been in this short on render at $22.20. So far right now, just by looking at this $2.20, we've already missed 100% gains on this trade. Like we just missed 100% on render. That's 100% right there. All right, so now we see all this. The 2 hours are at the bottom. The 4 hours heading down. I go to my 1 hour. Where's my 1 hour? Right? So you see here. Now, this is where it's finding trades, right? Like people say, well, what should I be looking for? Well, if you'd set your alerts on your 30-minute RSI or your trends, right? Your 30-minute trends, you would have got an alert right here telling you that render went red on your trend, right? You had a text message. You could have went and looked at it. Realize your 30-minute RSI was at the bottom. Let that go up to the top, right? And that would have gave you a position here to start looking for a short position here because you already have a red moon, red trend. It goes up. 30-minute hits the top, right? So let's go back here. Let's go take a look at this particular trade here, right? So we'll mark this up. There's our RSI move, right? So particularly, we would be looking to short in this position here. So when that happened, what do you say, brother?
It looks like a green moon's going to come up the same time the red trend down the RSI gets to the top. It looks like a green moon should be coming there. That's why I wouldn't take that.
Are you talking about right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. We see that's what I'm saying. This is where, okay, so here you have to understand the indicators, right? So first of all, the indicators, right? So this is the strength of who's buying, who's selling, right? Buying pressure, selling pressure, okay? This is the price action, right? How much money's coming in, what's coming out, right? So when you see this, as we see the red moon here, right? That means the volume is starting to go the other direction. Volume is the most important indicator, okay? Price action just means how quick the money's coming in and out. Buyers and sellers just tell us the amount that, the strength is going towards buying over selling, etc. The volume tells you how much. So if 100 people walk into a store and they all spend $1, we'd be like, yo, man, you had 100 people in here today. And you're like, yeah, man, but I only made $100 fucking dollars. Everyone spent $1. And then the next day, 10 people walk in the store and they all spend 100. And somebody could look at your store and go, damn, dude, you only had 10 people in here. And you're like, yeah, man, but they all spent a fucking 100. Right? Volume is the king. So when I see this red moon here, that means volume is making a change. I start looking at my RSIs because I want the buyers to get off their fucking stop buying. I want the strength index to start heading down, which it does right here. But I still have a green trend in here. This isn't a bad entry here. These two are not bad entries, right? And we'll look at both of these because this is where the 30-minute is making its decision right here, right? So these are the two areas that you would be looking to enter right here, right? Wouldn't the number of people in the store volume? No, volume, right? So the relative strength index is like the amount of people that are in the store. The volume is how much they're buying. That's what that is. What's up, Nana? The volume is how much they're buying or what they're taking or what they're selling. That's what that is. So here's two sections here, right? 30-minute comes up, you have a red moon, 30-minute comes up. Now remember, we talk about the volume, right? This is how you decide. Remember, on volume, we place on our volume, we place an 8 line, a 7.5, right? 7.5, 8 line right here. That's our normal. That line is what we use for the higher time frames. Lower time frames, we want about a 4.5, 4.5, 4%, somewhere in that zone there. And this just kind of lets us know where volume's moving and what we have going on, right? So that's just an indicator allowing us to kind of like see how much is happening, right? And then we got to kind of like, tally up. Here I can see that the RSI is coming off the bottom. I see all this volume trending, and all of a sudden there's a sharp drop there. You see that drop that comes in? The 30-minute starts to come down, that volume starts to come down, right? And always think like this. Anytime there's a move down, there's always a bounce or a retrace, right? And so you have to let these RSIs play out. So right here, you see this come down. Now I want to short, but I never trade. One of the rules is don't trade against you. Always let your RSIs run their course. So right here, I can't really get into a short here because, in this scenario, and I'm gonna box these out real quick. In this scenario, I have what I want because I have a red moon, but the RSI is bending here, but the volume's still high, right? So even though I have all this happening for me right here, I still have to respect the 30-minute RSI. I gotta let that come down. Now you could have made money in here. I mean, there's no doubt. This is the difference between understanding: are you scalping or are you day trading, right? So in this particular move, there's a guy who is Boogie. Boogie would have caught this trade because he's very efficient in what he's doing as far as collecting profits. So when he sees that 30-minute, right? So here's a red moon. Here's your push and volume, and then you notice your red moon and then your RSI. See the 30-minute breakdown? That 30-minute breakdown comes somewhere off of this, this coin here. So we can take the bottom of that entry or the middle of this candle, and that would have gave us an easy 200% gain. You see that? So even if you're getting in on this a little bit differently than you should, right? You're still gonna win, right? Now we have to go and figure out if these trades are actually ones that would be triggered off of the next scenario. Okay, we got to go through the process. Okay, so these are the two entry points. What are our entry points? 30-minute RSI bending down, 30-minute RSI bending down, right? 30-minute RSI bending down. So let's track these 3 moments here in this fucking coin. And we'll go back over and make sure that all these particular moments are actually hitting what we need, right? And while we're doing that, I might take a look here. And here, see how this trade right here looks like we're in a good position for a short here? And we'll come back to this. But notice how our RSI is already at the bottom. So we're going to have to come back and play this out. So here's 3 times in this trade that we could have seen some entries, right? So first thing we want to do is trade with our 30-minute, right? So how does the trade begin, right? What's the beginning to a trade, right? So the very first thing is what? We want to make sure there's a 1 hour that's heading down, right? So the very first thing that we look for is a relative strength index that's heading down, okay, right? When we do a pullback, what's the rules of the pullback? Right, I think we have, let me see. Let me jump in here.
I have written down 2-hour top, 15:30 bending down, 5 and 3-minute red moons.
Right.
2 below the 4.
So for me, I'm the guy, because I'm so patient, like I want the 2 to go down too. See, I'm not scalping though, right? When I'm trading, when I'm talking to you guys, I'm talking about like, let's say let's go to the newbies, right? Let's go to the newbie. So the newbies, right? And this is kind of like, as you get better, you learn other things, but let me go to the newbies. And like, when the newbies have their trades, like newbie trades, right? Short only do this, right? I think, let me see if, 5-minute pullback, right? And we have what's called the 5-minute pullback. So basically, the 5-minute pullback for people who are a little more skilled, right? They only going to need to, in the future, where you would be looking for, where you have a 30-minute at the top of your RSI, your 15-minute at the top of an RSI, and then you would enter with the 5-minute red moon, which we have here, and you would use the 3-minute entry. Always the entry is always on the 3-minute, right? So when you hear people say, "Yo, we're doing a 5-minute pullback," right? That's for the more advanced. That's the more advanced short that we have in the academy, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to focus for newbies, right? We're going to basically teach a very simple short or pullback, right? Which is the full pullback of the 5 minutes. It's not the advanced version, it's the full thing, right? So the very first thing we need is we need a 2-hour RSI bending down, right? So we can see here, if you take a look at Matic, you can see the 2 hour starts to bend down here on the RSI. Then you need a 1-hour RSI coming down, which we also have right here on Matic. Now, once we have a 2-hour and a 1-hour headed down, right? And the 2-hour is the most important one, or the 1-hour. As long as they're both heading down at the same time, then we would rotate to the 30-minute, which is kind of like that 5-minute pullback of the advanced people would be looking for the 5-minute, which would be the 30, the 15, and the 5. Now, the main newbie short would be doing a full pullback, right? Which would be the 2-hour headed down, right? So step 1, 2-hour headed down. Step 2, the 1-hour headed down. And then 30 minutes, which is now part of what we call the 5-minute pullback. We can see the 30-minute is also heading down. And then we need the 15-minute heading down, which it was. And then the entry, right, like always, is based on the 3-minute. So how to enter the trade is once we have all that happening. So the trade goes the 2-hour down, the 1-hour down, 30, 15 down. And I think we simplified it as we went through the trade. I think we went to where, as long as, so when we say down, we mean crossing, right? So I'll make that video again. I'll just make it where it's crossing, right? So if we go here, right, we can see that we have our 1-hour crossings here. Here's our 1-hour crossing down here. Here's our crossing right here. It's actually on the same 30. So I'm going to just add to that a little bit. I'm going to cross that over because that's where the 1-hour crossed. And then here you can see, look at the same scenario as the 30-minute. These are basically where the 1-hour crossed back down. You see how it bends down? And right here it's starting to bend. So let's slide over. Let's take a look at the 2-hour real quick. And here's your 2-hour. See how your 2-hour starts to go down up here? So your 2 hours starting to go down, right? So this point right here would have been when the 2-hour RSI, we'll make it white, starts to go down. See how the 2-hour crosses right there? So the 2 hours already starting to go down, which means that we're going to look for a short. Second part of it is, as soon as the 1-hour starts to bend down, which we see right here, starts to bend down, that's our entry point right there. Now we slide to our 30-minute. And now what we're waiting for is our 30-minute to basically start to head down, which we get right here. So this trade right here ends up hitting all of our marks. Slide to the 15-minute. Look at the 15-minute, right? So here's our 15-minute. And the 15-minute starts to bend down right there. So this trade actually executes off the 15, which happens right at this point. And that is right there. So guys, make sure if you're inside the live chat, you have your mic set to push to talk. That way we don't hear what's going on in the back. But right here you have your 15 minutes start to bend down. So this right here is an entry, right? So this white entry here is an entry, right? Now, as we look at that, we'll go back and we'll take a peek at how that plays out. But that's one entry that actually hit all cylinders. So now let's back out here and go back to this next entry just to kind of make sure that it's in the same position. And as we can see here, the 2 hours still heading down through this entire process, right? And during that process here, the 1 hour recovers, starts to head down here again, recovers here and starts to go sideways, right? So now this trade, let's see how this trade pans out. 30-minute on this second trade. 30-minute tops out, starts to head down, so that's right. 15-minute on the second trade is breaking down right here as well. So this actually would be an entry for a second trade that we would normally take. So both those trades end up being what we want. Let's take a look here. That 2 hour is floored out right there, bottomed. The 1 hour is bending sideways. The 30-minute is coming down right here. And the 15-minute is also topped out. So this one right here is more of a, all these trades right here would be ones that we would be looking at because we have our 15, our 30 at that where we want it. All right, so let's go over here and now let's close out these trades. Once we see these trades, all right, we'll start with that first one. So here we go. So in the newbies trade, right, we were starting to say that we wanted them to wait till they got a 15-minute trend, but I thought that was too long. So what I basically went with was, instead of a 15-minute red trend, the entry goes off of what? You guys remember? Goes off the 15-minute red moon. So that would be the entry. What up, bro? What up, heyo? So you see this 15-minute red moon, guys? That would be your entry, right? So here's your 15-minute red moon. Triggers right here. Let's slide down to this next entry. Green moon, 15-minute red moon triggers right here. So we're going to move this down. Okay, and then the 15-minute red moon triggers right here, which would be this right there. So those are the entries right there. Okay, now on this 15-minute red moon, to enter, like any trade, we go to the 3-minute. So now that we got the entry points, the 15-minute red moon hit, everything's good to go. We're ready to get in this trade. Now the only thing we need to do is jump into the trade based off of the 3-minute red moon, 3-minute red trend, right? Very simple. So now 15 red moon hits, we go here. What do we need? We need a red moon, red trend. We get that right here. So this exact entry would actually come off to this red trend here, which would be this candle right in this zone here. So you'd be getting into on this candle right here. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller just so we know the entry is. All right, there we go. Now, the entry is going to be a little bit off this candle. So somewhere in here you would be getting in. So we're just going to cross this candle halfway down. The next top candle goes here. So this right here is the entry point that we would be entering on the top of this candle. Now, how do we get out of a trade, right? So once we're in a trade, guys, how do we close a trade? Right? Because you have to have a system, guys. You have to have a system that you get in on a trade, and then without being full of emotions, you need the system to tell you when to get out of a trade, right? Because that way you're not trading emotionally. What up, Jump? Jumped up. We are trading crypto right now, bro, but you can trade on 3-minute green moon and trend. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Jimmy's on his shit today. Green moon, green trend, right? So now when we're in this trade, and the other thing is, remember what we were talking about earlier, right? If you want to make $100,000 a year, okay, you would have to have a $1,000 trading bag. You would have to make 30% per trade, okay, $300 per trade, okay? So if you have $100,000, right, you want to make 100 grand, right? Take 100 grand, divide it by $300, okay? That's 333 trades. Divide that. Well, actually, we want to double that. So let's take $100,000 divided by $300 per trade equals 333 trades times 2, because half of that is going to be taken out for, you might want to do 30%, 25% on that. So what we're going to do is let's just take 300 trades times 2. That means you have to do 600 trades. right? You have to make 600 trades in a year. 600 trades in a year to make 100 grand, right? That's actually 200,000. Half of it's put to the side for mistakes you make, taxes, and all your bullshit. I'm talking about take home, right? So that's where you would be. 600 trades. Simple shit, right? And you got to divide that up. Divided by 52 weeks a year. That's only 11 trades, right? So we need to make 12 trades a week to be where we want to be. So in reality, we start off by trying to make our 100,000. We divide that by 2. We need to make 6 trades a week that bring us what we want, right? And that's 30%. Remember, what we're talking about here is making 100 grand, right? If you're talking about making 100 grand a year trading, you have to have a system and a structure that delivers that for you every fucking time. So now, remember, I'm not talking about the gains that we're used to seeing, right? So guys, when you look at the Discord, right? Go into the Discord, go to your fucking Academy chat, right? When you go into the Academy chat, right, look at the trades that people are making. Golden right here, 54%, 45%, keeping it fucking simple. Stelios, 97%, right, 98%, right, 62%, 76%, 100%, 55%, 97%, right? And, you know, it's not hard for you guys to, yo, Diabeto, good shit, bro, 200%. Richard, 214%, right? It's not hard for you guys to get to your 50% mark, right? It's not hard for you guys to get where you want to go, right? And so if you're cutting all that in half, remember, the goal is for a coin to move 1%. That's why we're waiting so patiently, right? That's because if you're looking for a 1% move, which is 100% gains, that means if you get half of what you expected, that's 50% gains, right? And that's twice as much as what you really need, because you only need 30% gains to make $100,000 a fucking year. So this is why you have to just remove all things about money. This is about percentages. This is about making a trade, doing the trade properly, getting in and out of the trade, collecting your fucking profits, and moving on to your next trade, right? We're doing 12 trades a week to make 200 grand, 50% of that to the side. So you need 6 trades a week to hit your $100,000. 6 trades a week to make 100 grand, right? It's not a lot of fucking trades. You can do 2 trades in a day, 3 trades in a day, and then do no trades for 2 days, and then the market goes back to your favor, and you do 3 more fucking trades, and you're done for the week. You have 7 days to find 6 fucking trades. All right, it's the easiest shit in the world. It's so easy that you shouldn't even fucking worry about looking for the fucking trades. You should only be worrying about doing the fucking trade right? It's like going to work, right? When you go to a job, and your job is to fucking do something, to get something, you don't go in there worrying about how many things you need to do your job right. You just go in there and you do your fucking job. You just know you're at work for 8 fucking hours, and your job is to do X, Y, and Z. You don't contemplate what the fuck it means. You don't contemplate anything else. You just do X, Y, and Z for 8 fucking hours. When you trade, you need to treat trading in the system the same way. Your job is to do the system and do the trading system and follow the system and the structure just like a fucking job. You put in the thing, put your stop loss, put your take profit, shit hits, you move on, right? It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you're at work and you're fucking working and your machine breaks down, you're not flipping the fuck out because you're like, oh shit, no production, man, my machine's down. No, you just go to fucking break and you let the mechanic fix the fucking machine. You don't give a shit. It's your job just to do your job. You have to treat trading like it's a fucking job. It's non-emotional. It's very simple. It's percentages. Set your stop loss, set your take profit. Done. You get in and out of trades based on the system and the structure. It's not your job to worry about what happens in between. Your job is just to hit the buttons, right? So now that we kind of have that set up, let's go look at these fucking trades, right? So remember, we need to do 6 trades a week. We got all week to do 6 fucking trades, right? Most of the time, people like to procrastinate and wait to the last minute to do some shit. You got all fucking week to do trades, So now we take a look at render. All right, we take a look at these trades and how they're playing out. So here's our first entry of this trade, right? We would have been somewhere in here. Now I'm going to be fair and say, let's say you guys suck at this shit and you got in down here. So let's make, I don't even take like super trades like most guys would be like, yeah, you're in up here, man. You're a fucking awesome guy. I don't even fucking do that shit. I tell you guys, worst case scenario is you should have got in up here if you're actually fucking good. And what I mean by that is if you're watching this trade and you see this red moon hit and you see a pump happen on that red moon, this is where you guys see me buying in on these pumps. And even though I don't have a red trend yet, I'm buying this pump because I'm anticipating this to go the direction I want it to go. And if it's pumping and I'm buying up here, more than likely that's a higher position than down here. So even if it pumps up here, I start buying up here, I'm in a better fucking position. And then when it falls, I make twice as much money. Right? So let's say you're not good at this shit. Thanks for the follow, baby. AMK, thanks for the follow. Guys, you gotta hit the like button, hit the follow button, guys. This is like my 5th fucking account. I fucking hate talk, motherfuckers. So when you go in here, put your fucking things in here. Let's say you don't get in on a good fucking trade. You get in on a shitty trade. Let's say that you suck at getting in on the trade, right? You don't get in here. You don't get in here. You get at the bottom of this fucking coin, right? And this pumps up here and you're down here, right? Either way, you're in the fucking trade. Now, our goal is to do one thing, right? Our goal is to make 50% on a trade. So now let's click over here and let's see how this goes. So to the bottom of this right here and to the top of this is 130% gains, right? Because we do 100x leverage. That would be 130%. So let's say that you're not getting out perfectly, right? So let's just say you're looking for 50% gains, right? Which would have happened somewhere in this point here. So this is 50% gains right there. So there's your 50% gains, right? I'm going to mark this off. Here's 50% gains. That's level 1, right? Level 1 right there, 50% gains. And then 100% gains was right here. So there's our 2 levels of profits. So this one trade right here hit 50%. Everybody should fucking be happy. This hit 100% for those who are taking more of a risk. This guy is going to hit his goal of 100,000 a year. This guy's going to hit his goal of 100,000 a year. This guy's just going to hit it quicker. This guy's going to hit it at the end of the year. That's all that is. There's no difference between these two gentlemen. They both make 100 fucking grand. Doesn't matter. The system works. Okay? Now, let's take a look at the system as far as like understanding what your job is. Your job is to make money. Okay, it's not to guesstimate to see how long it's going to run or whatever. Your job is to simply fucking get in a trade and get the percentages out. You guys always know, and I tell you all the time, when your trade hits 100%, take the fucking trade and move the fuck on. Take the profits and leave. You hit 100%. You need to do 6 trades a week. Listen to what I'm saying to you. You need to do 6 trades a week. Write this shit down. If you guys are on TikTok, man, get a fucking book and write this shit down. This is how you make 100 grand a fucking year trading. This shit is not hard. Right? This is how you do it. You need to make 30% on a fucking trade. Okay, you need to master this, right? You have to have $1,000 bag. And if you don't have $1,000 bag, don't be like, well, I only got $50. I'll come back later. Don't be a fucking idiot. You will save the fuck up. You will one day save up to 1,000, or you will trade $20 fucking until you get to a fucking 1,000. But when you get to a fucking 1,000, you will be in position to make yourself 100 grand a year. Okay, so write this shit down. If you have $1,000 fucking dollars, your job is to make 6 fucking trades a week, right? 6 trades every 7 days that bring in 30% profit. That's your fucking job. Okay? The system that we have here designed in the academy, when you join the academy, the system and the structure and the indicators, the entire system is built for you to make trades that make you 50 to 100% per trade. Yo, what up, bro? Making cash online. Hey, what up? Making cash online with Ammo. What up, brother? Yeah, new account, bro. New account. These fuckers always, every time I talk about XRP, they ban my account. Fucking cocksuckers. So, at the end of the day, man, your goal is to do 6 fucking trades and make 30%. That's it. That's how you make money. right? So listen to what I'm fucking saying to you. Write the shit down. $1,000, 30% of $1,000 is $300. You do that 6 times a week. That's $1,800 times 52 weeks a year. That's 93 fucking grand. What up, Kim? Right? So at the end of the day, this is how you make your money. All right? So this is why you guys, you don't fucking use emotions. This isn't an emotional game. This is a job. You got to treat it like a job. We're not going to a fucking casino and pulling fucking slot machines here. We're not going to the lottery ticket and hoping our fucking birthdays win. We're doing a job. The job is to get into a fucking trade that is in our favor with higher percentages, where the law of average says that we have a higher percent to win. And if we're doing trades that only have high percentages of winning, that means we're going to fucking win. So if we're only doing trades that bring in 1 to 2%, that means if they fail and bring in half, which is 0.5%, at 100x leverage, that's still 50% gains. So worst case scenario, we win every single fucking time, right? Because we're only looking for 30% gains, 30 to 50% gains. So no matter what happens, if we can do 6 fucking trades in our job every single week, we will make 100 grand a year. You have to write this shit down. This is about percentages. This is not about money. All right, you guys understand that? You can't win and be profitable if you trade with emotions, okay? You understand? And guys, if you're in TikTok, man, I need your help, guys. I need you to hit the like button, but more importantly, share the live for me so we can get more people in here. Got to grow the new account. All right, so here's how this shit goes. So here we go. This is our first trade. We made 1% and we used 100x leverage, which means this trade is equal to 100% gains, 50% gains. So no matter what happened, we hit our goal here on this one fucking trade. Okay? Simple trade, simple profits. Now, if we did the 50%, that was our job on this trade. We need to do 6 more just like this. If we hit the 100%, that's just a fucking bonus, right? That's just a bonus. We don't look at that at anything special. We just move on. Now, let's get to how do you close a trade, because the system has entry points. Once we hit our profits, we're done with the trade. If you want to extend a trade and try to make the most out of a trade, right, it's very simple, right? It comes down to the same indicators. We're on a 3-minute. How do we enter a trade? We enter on a 3-minute red moon, 3-minute red trend. We enter a trade. How do we get out of a trade? Jimmy already told you guys. We get out of a trade when there's a green moon and a green trend. So as we go along, we can see here that we come along. We don't have a green trend. We have a green moon that comes up. It hits right here, but we don't have a green trend. So it pushes back up. Now notice our 50% line. This is our 50% profit line, right? It comes across right there. Now remember what I'm saying. Okay, this is very important, you guys. I'm trying to teach you some shit here. What's the fucking goal? Is to do what? 6 trades at how much? What does 6 trades have to be? 6 trades has to be worth 30%. You guys understand that shit? If you can do 6 trades a week and make 30% on each one of your trades, you will make $100,000 a year. Right? That's what I'm talking about. Right. 30% is $300. 6 times a fucking week, you're making 100 grand a year. Okay? So this first line here, this fucking information is super valuable. Jimmy's like, people don't know how much the information is. I'm teaching you motherfuckers right now how to be rich. I'm teaching you right fucking now how to get on, change your fucking life in the next 6 months. Right? This is freedom right here, bro. Right? This is the moment in time you change your fucking life. Okay? This is it. This is how to make 100 fucking grand a year. So this line right here that you see, this line right here, I'm going to make this line here, I'm going to turn it yellow, right? That's our 50% line right there, right? That means that when we set a stop loss, okay, guys, you understand? We set a stop loss at a percent mark that we have to make. What's our percentage that we have to make? 30% is what we have to make. So we want to set a stop loss at about 40%. So I'm going to put that line in here. This right here is our pocket, this little pocket. This line right here is our 30%. Remember, 6 fucking trades at 30% is what we have to make. So we put that line there. Our stop loss is set at that line. This is our 50% profit line. Anytime it breaks above the 50% profit line, we want to start thinking about making a decision at getting out earlier, maybe at a 40% mark, so that way we don't give up that whole percent there. That's 20% right there. Think what I'm saying to you. This is 20%. What does that mean, VC? That means if you had $1,000 fucking dollars, this is a $200 gap right here. You see this gap? This fucking gap right here is $200 fucking dollars, right? So you have to say to yourself, am I going to stay in a fucking trade longer than I need to stay in a trade and possibly risk $200 fucking dollars? Because if I save this gap 5 times a week, that's another $1,000 in my fucking pocket. But see, that comes with experience. See, VC puts his line at that 50% mark, which is right about here. I put my stop loss at about 47% because I want that $170 fucking dollars because I'm a Jew and I'm fucking greedy. I want that money because that's what the fuck I came here for. Right? So that's my first line of pay attention. You're getting close to your stop loss, which is up here. Right? This is the worst stop loss. He said, yo, I'm a Capricorn. Can you read me my day trader horoscope? Yo, I can, CK. Yo, baby. Baby. Honey. You hear me? Baby. Can you hear me? Are you up? All right, Capricorn. That we have a Capricorn trader here. Okay, so read a horoscope. So right now, his weekly horoscope. What's his horoscope for the week? 15 minutes? All right, hold on. Capricorn, hold on, bro. We need 15 minutes, bro. We're going to take a look at your week. You do weeks or days, babe? I don't know, babe. You're the astrologer. All right, so guys, pay attention. So this is the gap. This little gap here is our $200 gap. This is our $300 profits. This is our $500 profits. And in between here, we have $200 that we're playing with, right? So let's move on and finish out what we're doing here, right? So we get out of a trade with the green moon, green trend, right? So as we go along here, we notice as we come down, right? Look at this fucking trade. We don't have a green moon yet. Keeps going down, keeps going down. This fucking trade ends up making, I mean, look at this trade here. Just so you guys can understand how much money is made on this fucking trade. Here's your entry. Okay, here's your entry. Doesn't hit your stop loss here because you're at 30. It pushes up. There's no green moon. You see that? No green moon. So right now, you're keeping your stop loss at that higher levels, at that 30% level, because you don't have a green moon. No green moon. No green moon. Nothing. You're going all the way along. Next thing you know, this fucker drops the bottom out right here, right? You see this big ass jump? Look at this big ass fall, right? At that particular moment, okay, I'm just trying to explain this to you guys. You know what happens when this big ass fall happens right here? This is where I take profits and get the fuck out. This is a 2.14% drop to this level, okay? This level right here, when this coin hits this level right here, this means that I just made 200% on my $1,000, which means I have $3,000 when I close this trade right here. Okay, this line means we made 3K. Right, we have 2K profit on this line right here. Okay, this is why we do the fucking system. This is 2K profit right here. There's our 2K. That's what we came for. Right, you see that? 2K. That's 2K right there, guys. $2,000. That's a $1,000 bag trading with the system. That hits 2K. It's a 200% gain. I close. Right? Because I only came for $300. I got 2K. Right? Now, let's say if you're getting greedy and you stay in and you say, fuck it, I'm going to go on a green moon. Now, normally, where do we close? We close on a green moon and a green trend, right? So here, we still don't have we have a green moon, right? You guys see that green moon? Let me show you what this is. This is an indicator. You see this green moon right here? There's a green moon in here. There's a green moon right there. But the problem is there's no green trend, right? There's no green trend at that time, right? So here's your green moon, no green trend. It pumps back up, right? Now this is where people panic. They start freaking out. Oh shit, I'm losing all my profits, VC. I was at 2,000 and now I'm back to 1,000. And this is where Young goes crazy because he just saw himself lose $1,000, right? Now, me personally, when I see these big gains come, right, I sell 75% of my profit. I sell right here. I look for the bounce because there's always a bounce. And then if this bounce happens and starts to go back the other way, I re-enter on my trade here. But this is advanced trading. I'm used to this because I've seen this 100,000 times, right? Boa-nighty, baby. Right? Thanks for the follow, guys. Don't forget to share the live. Share the live real quick, guys. Get them out there. Let's get some people in here. Let me show you guys. I'm going to teach you guys how to make 100 grand this year. This is how you do trading, right? Right here. This is where it comes down to, right here. 200K, man. 2K. Right there. That's your profit. I take that profit, 75% I sell. I let this run up. What I do love to sell is I would sell. I don't have to wait. So remember, the system is set up that when you get a green moon, you get out on a green moon and green trend. If I have a 2K profit or 100% profit, anything above 100%, and I see a green moon, I don't need a green trend to get out. As soon as I see a green moon, I sell, right? So I would be selling somewhere in this zone here, which is okay. That's going to give me still about $1,800 in profit. So I've still got my 2K profit in this zone here. Green moon, green candles. This is where I would be selling out of my position, right? I would have sold here because it's 2K. All right. Yeah, Jason. Basically, you buy high, sell low, man. That's it. You just have to do it right. So now at that point, I got my green moon. I'm out 75% of my profit. I let it ride up. I notice that I don't get a green trend. The red moon comes back in and I re-enter. And now on this re-entry, right, this is going to be this re-entry point right here. Here's my second run, would be somewhere off of this line here. And now I have a green moon, green trend that closes my trade somewhere in here, right? So what we can do is we can come in here and just show the difference of what we're supposed to do here. So in this little zone here, in between here, this little gap was another 50% profit. So at the end of the day, from where we started, we made 150% gains. So we made 150% gains if we wait for the green moon, green trend, the pump. That would put it somewhere up here, and the closing would be about there. So even if you wait for the green moon, green trend, you still walked away with about 150% profit, right? So $1,500. You walked away with $1,500. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario, you made two G's. You guys see how that worked? The re-entry, that's key. That's right, man. Accumulation. Maya, do you look at risk and reward? Yeah, so Maya, the system that we have inside the academy is designed to basically look at risk and reward, right? So we only make trades that, yeah, man, shout out to Jason, man. Where you at, bro? What'd you make this year, bro? Where you at? He's up 800K this year. So he's up 800,000 this year. I mean, there's a lot of people making millions in this shit, guys. This shit is not hard. Right? You have to find a system and a structure that works for you. And then you just got to learn what they say, learn how to make $1 and do it 1,000,000 times. right? So Maya, the risk to reward, right? We already evaluate the risk to reward. So risk and reward is this. The trades that we do, we use indicators for trades that we want to get into. The indicators tell us, man, how to set it up, right? Jay's 800K up, started with 172K. Let's go, bro. Let's go. So the indicators are basically designed to get you in trades that put you in trades that have higher rewards to risk. So the trades that you're getting into have an 8 out of 10 winning, right? So 8 out of 10 trades you make are winning trades, and they win 50 to 100% profits. Okay, so that's the reward. 8 out of 10 trades win, and those trades go for 50 to 100% profit. Okay, so that way when you're making the trades, you know what you're doing. So that's our first trade that we would have made here, right? We use leverage. We use a 100% leverage, 100x. 100x, guys. Thanks for the follow, guys. Thanks for the follow, Maya. So, guys, share the live. Don't forget to share the live real quick. Hit that little button on the bottom and share the live. All right, so now that's our first trade, guys. You see how that went for us? All right, Gus, where you at, big dog? You see all that, Gus? So let me go through another trade. So I know you want to join in and get in. I just want to work this out because I'm recording all this. So right now you guys are in the middle of a what we call a boot camp. This is where I go over trades. I discuss with students the trades that they're making, and we go over trades throughout the week of what they were doing. Right? It's just trading notes. Yeah, this is for the boot camp. So that's our first trade. So remember, as we go through here, that was just the first trade that we're making, right? So that was that first trade. As we go down here, we can see right here that that was one of our first trades. Our second trade starts here. You see here? So now let's move over to the next trade. And we're going to walk through this. So we already know that how we do our trades right here. This is the next one. So the next one would have been the same thing. It would have been a 2-hour headed down RSI, a 1-hour RSI, 30 and 15 minute going in our direction. So let's go ahead and take a look here. This is our next entry. So once we see that entry, now take a look at the 15-minute real quick. And this is going to be in our second entry trade. All right, here we go. So right here, we can see as we take a peek here, we can see our 15-minute relative strength index topped out, started to come down. Remember, the entry is on the 15-minute red moon, right? 15-minute red moon, right? So let me clear all this up. There's our 2K profit. Let's start over from the beginning. First thing we got to do, the trades that I like, is when the 2-hour is headed down or at least bottomed out, right? No volume, just kind of going in our direction. So let's go to our 2-hour RSI. Here we can see here our second line right here. See the 2-hour RSI headed down, still headed down, perfect. We're in a good position there. Second part is we want the 1-hour to also be in that position. As you can see right here, the 1-hour started to go up, and right there it started to bend down, letting us know that this is going back in our favor. This is another position that we can look for to enter. Next part is we slide to the 30-minute, and we can see the 30-minute topped out and started to come down. So now we're going to be looking for the next entry, and that would be somewhere off of 30-minute crossing area right there. All right, so that's about right with our sign up. So now that we got all that set up, the next thing that we need is what? A 15-minute red moon, right? So let's go through that again. We have our 2-hour headed down. We have our 1-hour headed down. Creator, what up, baby? Take them notes, baby. Let's go. Thanks for the follow, user. Following the live. Thank you, man. Thanks, Creator. Yo, guys, send out those. Don't forget to share the live. All right, so guys, let's get back into this trade here. So we made 2K on that first trade. Now let's go over here and let's get back to what we need to do, right? So remember, keep in your mind 6 trades. You need to make 6 trades a week. You need to make 30% a trade to make $100,000 a year. All right, guys, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like. We got to get up to 10,000 likes here, guys. All right, we're at 8,000. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. So now, red moon, right? Here's your 15-minute time frame. All right, let me get you guys a little closer here. All right. I feel like my boy Franklin showing you how to make that stuff. Right, baby? 15-minute time frame. See that red moon right there? Might be hard for you guys to see. I got to get my other. See that red moon? There's a little dot right here. There's a little red moon right here. There's a little circle right there. There's a red moon right there. Hold on. Okay. Let me back up. Okay, so we got rerun 75. Wait a minute, what did you just say? All right, hold on. I went to your bio, but it doesn't have where to join the academy. All right, hold on. Let me get that. I need to start picking and listening to what you're saying. All right, I got you. Would the 30% be after the 100x leverage, though? Yes. So the 100% leverage is what you use, and we take 30% on the trade. All right? Okay. So here, to get signed up, bro. What do you mean, Jason? 3K, not 300K. So, Gus, go to TikTokCryptoTrading.com. Go to TikTokCryptoTrading.com. TikTokCryptoTrading.com. Yeah, Jason. I know what you're saying. Yeah. But for the guys who have smaller, bags. So Jason, you're working with a bigger bag, man. So you're taking about $3,000 profit a day. These guys are working with $1,000, right? They're not working with $100,000. They're working with $1,000. So they're taking $300 profit a day, 6 days a week, $100,000 a year, right? You can scale this up anytime you want. All right. So now let's keep this in the basic side, and we'll get you set up in a minute, Gus. So here's your red moon, guys. So guys, when I'm done here, man, if anybody wants to set up or get into the trading academy where we do one-on-one education, get you the indicators, put you on the system, show you how to use the system and do all this for you, like I'll go over that at the end. Trading is not for everybody, right? This is for people that want to change their lives, that want to get into a situation that, you're making $100,000 a year. Jason's like, bro, Jason's excited, bro. Jason made $800,000 this year. So if they do it daily, they're going to make bank. Yeah, man, that's how it is, man. How do I do that 3K per day? Well, the 3K per day, you have to build up your bag. Now, if you have $100,000 laying around, you could do. I mean, if you had $10,000 laying around. All right, so if you have $10,000 laying around, you can do $3,000 a day. Right, this is right now what I'm showing you, the basics on how to use $1,000 to make $100,000 a year. You can always scale that up, right? You can trade whatever you want to trade. I'm using a very small bag just for an example for people who have normal jobs, normal lives, who want to start out, right? Now, normally, if you used to watch me in my TikToks 2.5 years ago, I would trade $10,000, $50,000 bags, $100,000 bags, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm just going over the basics, right? So if you have $1,000, how to make $100,000 a year, trading 6 trades a week, right? So here you go, rerun, write this down. So you need to do 6 trades every 7 days, so 6 trades a week, right? No rush, no hurry. And on those 6 trades, you need to make 30% profit or more, okay? The minimum is 30%. The system that we use is designed to find trades that give you the percentages that you need to make that money, okay? So let's take a look here. So right here, we can see we have a red moon. There's a red moon right here. Here's our entry point, right? So once we have that entry point, let's go get our entry, right? So the entry is, remember, this trade here, guys, is the 2 hours headed down RSI. The 1 hour is starting to bend down RSI. The 30-minute is heading down, and the 15-minute is heading down. Okay, thanks for the follow, guys. And now, and don't forget to share the live, guys. Share the live out there so we get more people up in here. So now the 15 minutes heading down. So now how do we enter? We enter the same way we enter every trade. We go to the 3-minute time frame. And on the 3-minute time frame, we enter off of a red moon, red trend. Okay, very simple. All right, Gus, you in here? Let me show you how this is done. Okay, so right here, you see this red moon here, guys? You see that red circle right there? There's a red moon right there. You see that? There's a red moon right there. Rerun, what up, baby? Thanks for the share, Rerun. Dwayne, thanks for the follow. So right here, red moon, okay? Now we look for what's called a red trend, right? See how this line is green? And you see right here, see how that line goes red? So that's our entry point right there. That's the entry point. See, green and red right there. That's the entry. So we got a perfect entry point right here. Red moon, right? Now normally if you're like me, you would see that you get a red moon here. You see this pump happening here. You would be buying in on this area, but even if you're just following the system, you wait for the red trend, right? Yeah. This is green. Yeah, it can be yellow, but it's just a changing. So right there. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm using a secondary phone here for the live. My Android needs to be charged. Sorry about the camera quality, guys. My bad, man. But so right here is our entry, right? So we have our red moon right here. There's our entry that changes color, and this is where we would enter. Now remember, what's the goal, right? This is where you guys have to write this shit down. Your goal that you're the only person that said my name correctly. I got you, Rerun. I know, Handyman. I know, bro. I know. But if you see, so love thy neighbor. I'll show you. I used to use KuCoin all the time. I'll show you how to use a setup for a new one. We actually use MEXC. And when you join the academy, we get you set up with MEXC, so that way you got the right equipment to make money. I know you guys can't change the color. You guys can't see the color change. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can zoom in for you here. Maybe I put a white background. Hold on. All right, there you go. You see the difference right there? See how it's green? It goes to red. You see that? Yeah, let me move my line. So you see right there? See how that color changes right there? Okay, so there you go. So that's where we see the color change, right? So this is basically, we see where we can go from green right there. You see how it changes to red? That's our entry point, right? So we're going to enter right here. Now, you're not going to enter on this candle because there's always a lag, right? So you would get notified and you would be entering off this candle here, right? Somewhere in here. So we're going to start our entry line, right? We're going to enter the bottom of this wick candle right here. So the middle of this candle is our entry. So this right here is our entry point, right? We're going to put that entry point there. So this line coming across is our entry point, right? This is the color change. This is the next candle, right? We're going to come down to half of that candle right there. So this way, it's not the perfect entry, but it's an entry that you guys can make. Because I want to show you that even if you're not the best at what you're doing, you're going to still be able to make money in the system, because the system is designed to have huge wins, and your job is just to follow the instructions. So this is your entry point here, right? So here's our entry point right here. Very simple. Now, give me 1 second here. All right, so right here, sorry guys, I was answering a little message there. So here we see a change. This is our entry point right there. So now that we're in this trade, right? So now what is our goal, right? Remember, what's our goal? Rerun, what's the goal, rerun? The goal is to make 66 trades that make 30%, right? 6 trades that make 30%. So let's get our money out here and let's go through the trades here, right? So first thing that we got to look for here, man, like I always say earlier, we look for green moons. So how do we close the trade? We close trades on green moons, green trends, right? Here's a green moon. I don't see a green trend, but green moon, green trend means over here. So the exit point to this trade would be this point right here. So that would be the exit point. That's a full close right here. And I'll show you guys what I mean. So on this particular trade, there's a green moon right here. You guys see this moon right here? See that moon right there? You guys see this green moon? You see this line? It's red. See how it's dark right there? What we're looking for is it to turn green, which doesn't have. You see that little green pyramid right there? You see this little green pyramid? See that right there? That little green pyramid? That's where it turns green. So this would be where you close, right? So that's going to be this line right here. You guys see that? So now we have this box right here from this point to this point. That's the trade right there, from this point to this point. So now we're going to see how much money we would make if we follow the system. So if you would have just followed the system, right? This right here, this one little trade from green moon to green trend. All right, let me open this up. Let me close this down right here. Now that we have our enters and our outs, we go right here. And what I'm going to show you guys is the percentages. So right here, let's see if I can make this bigger. There you go. So right here, you guys can see. Let's see if I can get that in there. So right here, this says 3% gains, right? So 3% gains. You guys see that? Let's see if I can fix this camera right there. So right there, that says 3% gains, right? So now you know that if you would have followed this trade properly and just did what the basics are, right? You would have made 3% gains on that, right? You see that? 3% right there? See at the top, right above the mouse? That means at 100x leverage with $1,000, this trade, right? This trade is worth 3K. So this is a $3,000 trade. So 3K on this trade. That's only with $1,000. So this trade would have been a 3K trade. $1,000, 3K. Now you could have made a little bit more if you would have, you know, like I said, for me personally, when there's big drops like this, you see how far that dropped down? I would have been closing out somewhere down here. That would have been around 4.5%, right? See that? So I would have picked up another $1,000, maybe $1,500, and I would have closed on this spike. And then when that spike was done, I probably would have bought in some more up here. And when it came back down again, I would have closed over here and picked up another $400 or $500. And then I would have been basically, see the 3-minute RSI at the bottom right there? I normally close out on the 3-minute RSIs at the bottom. Once there's a big drop, I close out on the 3-minute RSI, let it go up, and then I start re-entering at the top. And then basically I would have re-entered, I would have closed out here somewhere. But this would have been after I made an extra 1,500 off that. So I would have been up 1,000, 1,500 here, 500 here. So this would have been an extra $2,000. You don't do 100x on an altcoin. It's not even possible. All right, Bacon. So it's not possible to do 100x. This guy's a fraud. Yo, anybody in the Discord? You guys still here?
Yeah, we're still here.
This guy's in my TikTok. He says you can't do 100x on an altcoin. I'm a fraud. How many of you guys do 100x?
3 today.
You did 3 today. A Bacon, he did 3 of them today. So
They're in your VIP chat.
yeah. Stelios, you're a fraud. Hey, Raceman, you're a fraud. Jason's a fraud. Jason, hey Jason, tell him how much you made this year, because you're a fraud. Jason, how much did you make this year? Because you're a fraud. Jason made 800K. He's a fraud. All right. Anyways, we're good, Bacon. You have no idea what you're talking about. Have a good day, though. All right. So that trade right there, we hit again, man. So this is what I'm talking about, right? You're talking about liquidity issues, bro. You're like the guy who's talking about things that are, that don't really. We're not. You're talking about all the reckless people, bro. Listen, sometimes you don't want to get me started, bro. It's like it gets ridiculous. I'm sorry. I have to apologize, man. I don't respond to stupid that easy. I understand what you're saying. Hey guys, listen. There's some things in life you need to know. If you touch a hot pan, you will burn your hand. I don't know how many guys know that, but if you touch a hot pan, guys, if you get something out of the oven, use an oven mitt. Here, Bacon. Let me get everyone up to date. Yo, Bacon. Here we go. If you touch something in an oven, it's hot. All right? Don't use your hand. All right, guys? Don't use your hand. You'll burn your hand. All right. Just making sure everyone's on top of their game. All right. So this is what I'm saying. So basically, in Bacon, he said also not on Binance. That's what I mean, Bacon. We don't use Binance. We use MEXC. That's what I'm trying to talk about, man. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I don't do stupid well. I try, bro. Believe me, I try. I really try. But sometimes I'm just not that person, man. I got a lot of patience, but stupidity, I just don't, bro. I appreciate you, though, man. That's all I'm saying. All right, so now, those are the trades that we need right there. There's our percentages, right? So these trades, I mean, like I said, getting the trades that you want and hitting the trades that we need, we're getting them each time. Let's go over here. Let's go look at this trade here. So this is the in-between trade I want to get into. So here we go again. This is the one that I wanted to take a peek at. So this particular trade here. So this is the intermediate trade. Let me turn this one. I'm going to turn this one orange. All right. Actually, let me make this blue real quick. There we go. Now, this is that medium trade right here, man. Here we go. So this entry point would have been more on this section here. All right. So let me get to the 2 hour. All right. Here's our trade. Our 2 hours on its way down. Our 1 hour is breaking down. Our 30-minute is breaking down. So we look good here. So now it's just a 15-minute red moon, right? That's what I'm looking for here. So there we go. We get our 15-minute red moon. That's that entry point there. And this is what I wanted to show Young, because a lot of times, you're doing 8 out of 10 trades, right? You're going to have trades that, can have moves against your grain. And this is where it's important to see when trades go a little bit odd, right? So here we go. Let's go take a look at the 3-minute entry on this 15-minute here. So the entry here is going to be the red moon, red trend, which we get right here. So let me open this up a little bit. All right, so this entry point here, red moon, red trend, which means we'd get in somewhere around here, right? And then the closing would be that green moon, green trend, right? Now, if you're waiting on your green moon, green trend, that would put you somewhere on this position here, at the bottom of that candle right there. So that's kind of like, this is that little area. And then we have the other area, which is when it spikes down, which would get right about here. And this is what I want to show you guys about understanding, like, you know, extending rallies or trades. Like, consistency is the only thing that matters, man. Right? So it's all about consistency. Right? So this is what I'm talking about. What do you got? Rerun's like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. I got you, rerun. All right, so right now we're looking at trading view, right? This is how you look at a chart. These are the candles on a chart. These are time frames, right? So this is how you look at how the candles go up and down. It's just how a coin moves, right? And this is all inside, guys. This is BNB, man. All right, so this is what I'm talking about, guys. These are one of the trades where, you know, for me, it's being consistent as far as like taking profits and moving on when they're delivered, right? So here we go. We would get somewhere on this line here. So this profit mark is about here. And at the end of the day, even on that entry, you see here, if that profit gets down here, we would have been below our 100% mark. So right there, that's 100%, right? This is why I'm very keen on taking my 100%, right? It's just because, you know, a lot of times I feel like, you know, even though we always get more, anytime I see something kind of hit that level, I just take the percents because it's like, that's what I came to do. And then notice here, you see how the 3-minute RSI is bottomed out here? All right, this is where when you get better at trading, you will be in a position where you will already know. So the more we trade, the more you kind of like understand that when I see a 3-minute RSI already bending down and you see how it like comes down to the bottom and I see this big return on my investment right here, I take 75% of my profits right here and I'm going to rebuy when it gets to the top. Okay? Now, unfortunately, right here, you can see in this particular trade, we get our closing signal here, right? So here we ended up getting a green moon and a green trend right here. But notice how the green moon, see how the green trend hit and the 3-minute RSI was at the top? You see that? So I wouldn't close here because I need my 3-minute RSI to basically run its course. And now what I want to show you is there any other factors in this particular section, right? So I'm going to put a box here. And what I'm showing you is that when this 3-minute gets to the top, right? Let's see if I can get my box. I'm going to put this on here. So when this 3-minute hits the top, I want in this section here, is there anything else that would say Jasmine's going to be 10 cents soon? Woo! Dude, I love Jasmine coin, bro. I love that. Crypto Chaser. What up, baby? Welcome in, Crypto Chaser. I love Jasmine, guys. You know, not financial advice, but if you're going to invest in a crypto coin, Jasmine is a coin out of Japan, and it is coming out of a company. They're going to use it for a lot of fucking processes. So if you want a fucking gem coin that you can stack your bags with, let me take a look real quick. Let me look at Jasmine real quick. I just want to see I haven't taken a look at the. There we go, Jasmine, baby. Don't forget, guys, share the live, guys. Share the live. Okay, now let me show you guys why Jasmine coin is such a powerful coin, right? Anytime that you're buying a coin, guys, before you start buying moon bags, the most important thing is that the circulating supply, okay, is not under 90% or 85%, right? So you see right here? See Jasmine? See its circulating supply, right? Let me show you. So Jasmine's circulating supply is at 95%. That means the company only has 5% control of this coin. So right now, this coin is completely decentralized. Okay? So that means the company's already taken the money that they wanted to take out of the coin, and they're already using it where they want to use it. So that means that they've already taken profits. They did everything they wanted to do. They're preparing to build their business and whatever they need for marketing, sales, or whatever they're building, they've already got their money. So right now, any coins that have 95%, like go look at Matic, right? You want them above 85% is good, right? That's the minimum, guys, the minimum, right? I only purchase on MEXC because there's no gas fees and it's cheaper for me to buy on MEXC. But you guys, before you buy moon bags, make sure that you're buying coins that have 85% circulating supply gone, right? You don't want to be buying a fucking coin that has 50% circulating supply out there. That's the problem with XRP. But XRP is kind of like a different animal because 50% of its supply is being held in escrow for banks. So it's kind of like, it's almost like saying that 50% is actually gone and 100% of XRP is on the market. All right. So Jasmine is considered Japan's Bitcoin. I like Jasmine coin, bro. Jasmine coin's a sleeper. But more importantly, guys, remember, whatever coin you guys buy, make sure that you're buying when the market cap is over 85% of it gone, meaning that it's released to the public. So that way, when you're buying it, the only thing that you can lose is 10% of the price getting dumped, right? You don't want to be buying something that has 50% of a price dump, okay? It makes no sense. All right, so Jasmine coin at 95%, that's a banger. All right, we'll come back to that, man. Let me get back to the trade. All right, so what I'm saying here, right, is on this trade, we would have already made 100% on that drop. I would have took my profits on that drop, okay? And that's just because at the end of the day, the 3-minute RSI was basically bottomed out. So I'm always taking, when I see profits that happen in the 3-minute RSI is moving up, I'm always taking the profits on the drop. That's just because I know that the 3-minute is going to make a move, and that's how we get our profits, right? So in this case scenario here, you guys see how it's important to kind of have that in your book. It hit 100%. I'm definitely taking 75% of my profit. Now, when this got up to the top here, right, and we got a green moon, and at this point we have a green moon and we have a, see that green moon right there? The problem is that we need a green trend. Now, when the green trend happens, the 3-minute RSI is already towards the top, right? So I would let that play out until the 3-minute starts to head back down. And then if the 3-minute comes partly down and it starts to then bend up, I would start closing my position. But don't forget, I'm already 75% out of my position. So at this point, it doesn't really matter, right? So here, the difference is the percentages is going to be based on where we entered. Now, this particular trade ended up going about 40% above our entry price, right? So that means our stop loss, which is normally 50%, right? We'd be willing to lose 50% of our entry, would have been triggered here, right? Which would probably have been triggered somewhere at this point here, because normally once you get to 100%, you're going to set a stop loss at what? 30% minimum, remember? 30% minimum, 50% if you're a boss, 40% if you're trying to get more. But either way, your stop loss would have triggered. You would have been out of this trade. This trade would have pumped up, right? This one actually goes higher than normal. You would have seen the 3-minute RSI coming across the top, right? Now, am I going to re-enter this trade? This is what I want to show you here. Now, if my stop loss didn't get hit, I'm definitely buying into this and I'm going to be re-entering anyways. This just happened to be a bigger pump and my stop loss got hit, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to get back in this trade. So this box that I put down here is to show you, I want to go look at the higher RSIs to see where they're at. So the first one I'm going to look at is my 1 hour, just to make sure that it's not going against me, right? Because what I need here is I don't want to be in a trade where I'm going against my RSIs on my higher time frames, right? So let's open this up here. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at relative strength index, right? So you can see right here, my relative strength index right here is starting to go down here. You see that right there? See that, Stelios?
Yes, I do.
So in that situation, then I would be saying to myself, okay, I'm going to re-enter this, right? I'm going to re-enter this. That's where I'm going to re-enter this trade. So even though I got stopped out, guys, right? Even though I got stopped out, this is still going in the direction of me making money. So now let me take a look at the 2 hour real quick, just so that you guys have a full understanding of like everything that we're looking at. Now you can see right here, this is the white box. It's just on the 2 hour time frame. It's very, very skinny. But you can see right here on this white line, the 2 hours still heading down. See what I'm saying? See what I see, Stelios? So our 2 hour and our 1 hour are still heading down, right? Which means we're still in a short position. So then I move to my 30 minute to see if there's any pressure against me on the 30 minute. The 30 minute is doing what? Still going down. I go to my 15 minute because that's kind of like, if the 15, now what I'm looking at, man, here's what I'm looking at here, right? What I'm looking at is, since the 1 hour, the 2 hour, and the 30 minute are all going in my direction, what I'm looking at here is whether or not I'm closing out and just going to wait for a better entry or cost average buy into an entry, right? Now remember, I've already made 100% profit. I sold 75% of it. My stop loss is set at 40% stop loss. So if that doesn't trigger, right, this is why you set these stop losses, because it does the thinking for you. This would have triggered my stop loss. I would have been out already, and that's just the way it is. But what I wanted to show you was, would I have got out of this trade earlier and got my 70, 80% profit on my stop loss instead of 40? And the answer is yes, because what I would be doing is I would be trading with my 15 minute, because that 15 minute is going to tell me what's going to happen in the next 30 to 45 minutes. So when this 15 minute bounced right here, you see how it started to head up right here? Right? When it starts to head up right here, this is where I would have been looking to close out of my position completely on my trade, because I'm going to let the 15 minute reset. So this 15 minute bounces up, and it happens to bounce up right here. It starts to come up right on this fucking trade here. So that would have been right when I had my 100% profit, you see right here. So I would have closed out somewhere on this line, which would have been my stop loss. That would have been about 50% gains. And I would have stayed out of this trade until the 15 minute did what? Until the 15 minutes started to go back down. You see that right there? See how it starts to go down? It crosses right on this one right there. There's the cross right there. You see that? You guys see how the RSI crosses over right there? See right there how it crosses over? So see how my 15 minute RSI, you guys see that on TikTok? Right here, you see the 15 minute RSI comes down, right? And it starts to go up right here. So you guys can see right here, it starts to go up. So I would have closed out my trade right here, because it doesn't even get to the bottom. See that, Stelios? You see how the 15 minute didn't even reach the bottom? See, so it's showing strength right there. It's showing buys, right? So a lot of limit buys came in. It didn't even get to the bottom. It started to bend right there. See how it started to bend right there? This is why when you're in a trade and you're watching your 3 minute, you need to be going back and forth to your 15 minute so that you're watching the 15 minute RSI, because it ticked right there. It bent a little right there. When that bend came in, that's when I would have been like, you know what? I'm going to sell out. And it would have been a good time, because I would have been sitting at about 80% profit. You see that? Now what I'm going to do is let it bend out, come all the way back up, and the moment it shows its reversal, which is right here, I'm going to be looking for an entry, for a cross, right? So as soon as it comes into this section here, this is my new entry right here. Because I already know while I'm waiting for this entry, I'm looking for the 1 hour and the 2 hour to be in my direction, and the 30 minute. So now let's move this over here to where this 15 starts to go down. And we can see we already know that the 2 hour and the 1 hour is in our position. And notice here, the 30-minute is still, it just crossed over. You see that? Headed down. So now everything's in our position. Here's our re-entry. We go back to our 3-minute. Very simple to use these indicators. And now that we have that all set up, we're re-entering here on this orange. All we need to re-enter is what, guys? What do you re-enter on? What's the entry? Red 3-minute. See your time frame? 3-minute. 3-minute red moon. 3-minute red trend. Right here's your entry. Right here's the entry right here. You guys can say, handyman, you in here, handyman? Don't say handyman 5 times in the mirror, or he'll fix your sink. You ever see that movie, guys? All right. So you guys, you see here, green to red. You see that, Gus? Yeah, right. Yeah, yo, Candyman was a crazy movie, guys. I'm from Chicago. I used to hang out in the projects. That shit first came out. That was crazy for me. So right here, guys, you see how that becomes green and see how that's red? That's our entry. Right? You see that? That's the entry. So now we enter, right? So now let's figure out if we make money, right? So let's close this down. Let's get into our position and let's see where we're at. So now we got our entry, right? So let's move these over. We're going to move the blue lines, right? So here's the first blue line. We're going to move down here. We're going to re-enter this project. Here's our candle. You're not going to enter perfectly, right? You're going to enter, you're not going to get this candle. You're going to get the next candle. So we're going to say that you entered somewhere around here, right? And now the closing of this, right? And we'll put these down here. The closing goes off of what? What am I looking for? The minimum is a green moon, right? Where do we see a green moon? See that green moon down here? Let me get this up for you guys. All right. You guys see that? There's your green moon right there, right? See? See the trade? We enter right here. You come down. Look. Here's your green moon right there. You guys see that green moon right there? See this right here? Green moon? See that? That's where you'd be closing this trade. So let's go ahead and move this line down. There's your green moon right there. There's your green trend. Even if you waited, me personally, I close on a green moon. Remember what I told you. What did I just say 100 times? I said when I make a huge amount of profit and I see a green moon and the 3-minute RSI is at the bottom headed up, what do? I take my fucking profits right there. Boom, right there. I take my profits. That's where I take profits. Now, if you're a student, right, and you're doing the thing where you say, all right, well, I'm going to close out when there's a green moon and a green trend, then your close would be higher. You would get out here, okay? So that's the two areas. Now, let me show you how much you would have made on this trade, right? So now we're in our trade. Let's figure this out. So boom, we go down here. If you do it the way I do it, this trade would have been worth 2.2%. That means right here you would have made 200% gains. If you happen to be using $1,000, which is your goal. Remember, what's the goal, guys? The goal is to make 6 trades a week and make 30% profit so that you can make $100,000 a year, right? You got that rerun? Write that down, rerun. So here we go again. $1,000 in the trade. Here's another 2K. Boom. You hit your 2K. Now you're up again, 2K. So you have $1,000 you were trading. Now you're up 2K. Yeah, so you get in on the 3-minute and you close on the 3-minute, Gus. Get in on the 3-minute, close on the 3-minute. Now let's say that you were a student and you went by, the normal shit and you closed up here. Okay? Still 1.8, which means you made $1,800. So on here you made $1,800 on here. Right? So worst case scenario, you made 180%. That makes sense, boot camp? that make sense, guys?
Yes, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean basics, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like me personally, I'm just so once there's a big fucking profit margin and there's a green moon with a 3-minute RSI at the bottom, I just close 75% because I'm already I'm in the green. My goal is to do 6. Listen, I mean, so you have to keep saying this fucking shit. You need to put it on your wall. Put it on the fucking right in front of your screen with a fucking little zip thing or whatever. What's it called? Tabs or what's that? Sticky notes? Put a sticky note up and say, hey, 6 trades, 30%, I make $100,000 a year. So when I get to 200% gains, I'm pretty much fucking done. Creator, what up, baby? Thanks for following to the live, baby. What up, man? Welcome in, guys. Thanks for coming in, guys. So this is how you make $100,000 a year, guys. You have $1,000 trading bag. That's what it's all about, man. So that's the system, right? The system is about learning how to make $100,000 a year. You need 6 trades to do 30%. These trades are designed to get you 100% to 200% gains. If they fail and do 25% of what they're supposed to, you still get 30%. Right? So it's by doing the minimum. Worst case scenario, guys, you take 30% on every fucking trade, you make $100,000 a year. Best case scenario, you follow the fucking instructions and do what you're supposed to, you make $200,000 to $300,000 a year. But if you just learn to take 30 fucking percent, you will make $100,000 a year. So I go over this 100 different ways. I'm just trying. The reason why I do it 100 different times is because I just want to get to where I can say it to where it fucking clicks. You don't need to make 50% a trade. You don't need to make 100% a fucking trade, even though we do, right? When I look at Discord, I look at this shit. I mean, we have trades here. Look at these fucking trades we do, guys. Right? When you guys look at the trades that you do, you guys are fucking killing it already. Right? Look at this. Look at this fucking guy. Carlos. It's about 225%, 148%. Look at these fucking trades. 225%, 278%, 288%, 108%, 112%. Stelio, 69 fucking percent. 58%. Arch, 10%. There's a normal guy, 10%. He only did 50x. If he would have did his 100 like he's supposed to, he would have fucking hit his mark. Here's Young doing 50x because he's got emotions now. Right? That should say 120%. He's doing half the fucking system. Here's Jimmy, 98%, 139%. Right? 105%, 104%. Right? 2,000. Nah, that's just when I'm actually trading. All right. Golden Arch, 51%. See, like you guys do this shit every day. You do 200%, 100%. The system is designed for you to make 50 to 100% every time. Like that's what it's designed to do. You only need 30% to fucking win. So that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just trying to say it 100 different ways so that it gets through your head. Like your job is to make the fucking Big Mac. 2 patties, 3 buns, special sauce. Right? That's it. That's the fuck you do. You make the goddamn Big Mac. You don't think about it. Then you just do your job. And if you did your job, you'd make 30% every single time, and you'd make $100,000 a year. That's why we're here. Freedom, $100,000 a year. And if you want to make $200,000 a year, you trade with a $2,000 bag. It's that fucking simple. You take 30%. All these trades are designed to get you guys what you need. That's simple. Kava. Brenda. Maya, he's trading a meme coin. Buy. I don't trade meme coins, but there are people that trade meme coins. Look, if they're making money, they make money. But we don't trade meme coins on fucking regular exchanges. We only trade them where there's no gas fees. Da-da-ba-ba-da-ba. All right, man, where we at, man? Info on the academy. What's up, Queso? So, guys, if you want to get in, this is a trading academy, guys, right? This is where you go learn, get all this shit set up.